Now we're recording you, so get ready. What do you got? Janet, do you have your hand up?
I
Man, Dusty,
can.
I got something. I was super grateful to see you in Nashville last week, brother.
Come on, bro. It was good to see you, RT, out there in Nashville. We had, I don't know how many people were there, over 100 people. That was one of the best events I've ever been to, team. It was called Booked and Branded. In fact, it's a lot of what we're talking about this morning is how do we make sure that we go out and win, right? What does that look like? How do we do it? So, RT, it was so good to see you. Great to be in. I love Nashville, Tennessee. And I don't know if y'all saw my post or not. Speaking of post, I went to dinner and I just happened to run into Post Malone. You know, he's just hanging out, eating dinner on the patio, and got my picture with him. Also played golf one day with a lot of sheep. You can go to my Facebook page and see that. That was one weird experience. Janet, what do you got this morning?
I am just happy that my kids are out of school for the summer, and I am spending a tremendous amount of time this morning like organizing my summer. You know what I mean? Like just planning out, it's a different season, and how am I going to hit goals in this season and calendaring everything. And anyway, I'm in a good place.
Come on. Come
So
on. I love it. You just had one graduate too, right?
I
Like,
got graduate, I got an eighth grade graduate, I got a real graduate. I mean, it's, all the stuff.
lining them up, lining them up. Hey, I love what Janet just brought up right there. Organization. Everybody write this down, okay? I got a lot of good stuff for you today, but write this down. There is health and wealth in organization. Okay? If you like get your world in order, business-wise, life-wise, family-wise, like get everything in order. There's health and wealth in organization. Wendy, what do you got this morning? There you
Good
go.
morning, Dusty. Anyways, well, my word of the year is renewal. However, in March, without notice, our daughter went to the school and disenrolled our grandkids and took them. We didn't even get to say goodbye. So this weekend, I spent some time, gathered up all their belongings, and put them away. And I'm working on getting back into the real estate and just it's been a hard season. And now it's just Ed and I. We're empty nesters cooking for two. So but God is reshaping me and not to look at even in this valley that there is something that's going to come out of it. And I'm just growing again.
Come
So
on.
when the world deals you lots of lemons, you got to make lots of lemonade sometimes.
That's right. Hey, everybody write that word down today, renewal and reshape. Come on. Hey, how many of you are in a season of renewal and reshape? Anybody? When do you see those hands? It's not just you. I promise you, you're in this game. You're not in this game alone. We're all in this game together, right? That'd be a great question to ask yourself today. What does renewal look like for me today? What does reshaping look like for me today? Okay. And I want to remind all of you, if you've been in a room with me, you've heard me say this, but there is beauty in becoming. Okay. There's beauty in becoming. Let me tell you, I know a lot of you know we've been through a pretty challenging season here at the Oglesby House too. And there has been a lot of beauty in the middle of that and a lot of beauty that's coming out of that. So Wendy, I love you. Keep leaning in. I'm so proud of you for looking at life in the way that you do to go, hey, this is a season of renewal and a reshaping. So come on. Hey, how many of you just as a whole could use some wins? Anybody? Anybody need a win? How many of you feel like there's a lot less wins out there? Anybody feel like that? If you're in the real estate industry, you're like, how do you spell win? Right? There's a lot going on over there, okay? So, hey, but in the middle of it, Anthony put over here 2 new buyer contracts, 3 new listings coming. Come on, Anthony. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Here's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you today about how you win. And I'm talking about how you win everywhere. How you win in your life, how you win in relationships, how you win in business. And particularly today, from a real estate standpoint, how do we win in this market that we're in? I don't know about you. I've been playing this game now about 15 years. This is the most challenging market that I have seen or been a part of. How many of you are feeling a little bit like that? Anybody? Okay. And here's what I want you to write down. Challenge just means I get the opportunity to get better. That's what a challenge is. Okay. An obstacle means I get the opportunity to get better. It's going to require each and every single one of us to get better. All right. Now, write this down too. If you ever want to get to better, you got to get to different. All right. What you've always done may not work anymore. You may have to do things that are way outside your comfort zone. How many are doing some stuff outside of their comfort zone right now? Okay. There is nothing that you and I will do that is worthwhile that's not going to have some things that we don't like to it. You with me? Okay. So we've got to understand that if we ever want to get to better, we got to get to different. I want you to ask yourself today as I'm talking, where are my areas of different today? Where do I need to get to different? Now, if you're going to get to different, you got to get to honest. All right? And everybody hear me. A lot of times we don't like honest. Do you know why? Because honest is honest. You know what I'm saying? Right? Anybody ever have honest kick you square in the face before? Anybody? Okay. Wendy, I love what you said because everything that Wendy just said is everything that I said. She said, hey, we're going to get to better. And right now things are different. And we're taking an honest look as to where they are. And we're in a season of reshape and renewal. Man, come on now. You can run with that, right? So I want to talk to you today about how you win, okay? I want to give a big high five out there to my good buddy Sharon Sabatza too, because I got this from his email, okay? I read through it and I was like, people need to hear this. And so I'm going to be a mouthpiece on it today. So here's what I want. I'm going to give you 10 ways today to make sure that you win, okay? 10 ways today that make sure that you win, all right? Regardless of the market, regardless of what's going on in your world, 10 ways that I guarantee you, you will win. Okay? You ready? Here's number one. Number one, effort is the equalizer. Effort is the equalizer. Okay, everybody hear me. We are in a season that you have to do 3 words. Everybody write them down. Go to work. Okay? I don't care if you spell it W-O-R-K or W-E-R-K. You got to go to work. If you think you're going to win in this market and not work hard, you are going to lose. Okay? Now, I'm not saying work at a level that takes away your time from your family or gets you out of rhythm. What I'm saying is, in the time that you are given, you go to work. Okay? You outwork everybody in your arena in that time space. So I get the gift and honor. I get to coach a few single moms. Can I tell you something real quick about single moms? They have less time to do the work. We got any single mamas out there? Where you at? Single moms? Anybody, any single moms out there? Okay. Like these ladies legitimately have less time to work because that from the time they drop their kids off at school till the time they pick them up, that's their time. And the conversation I'm having with them is, in that time frame, you got to outwork everybody. You got to be more effective, more efficient. So I want you to ask yourself today, what is your level of effort on a 1 to 10? And I want you to be super honest with yourself. Okay? Everybody hear me? Don't write down a 5 if you know your effort level is a 2. All right? That's not honest and it's not helping you. So I want you right now to write down, I want you to think about your life. I want you to think about your relationships with your spouse, with your kids. I want you to think about your business. I want you to think about your lead generation. I want you to think about your database. What level of effort are you putting into those things? And here's what I can promise you. Whatever level of effort you put in will be the level of result you get out. Okay? You want to put in a level 2? That's cool. You're going to get a 2 result. You want to put in a level 10? You will get a 10 result. I guarantee you. As long as, everybody hear this too, effort is not a one-day thing. Okay? Like, I high five you for a great effort today, but if you think a great effort today is going to solve everything that's going on or going to put you in a winning position, it doesn't work like that. It's time on task, over time, done consistently. Okay? Everybody write this down. Talent is like the lottery. Okay? Effort is a choice. Can I tell you, growing up playing tennis, I would tell you probably maybe literally everybody I ever beat on a tennis court, they were all bigger than me, number one. Okay. All right. Sherry Hendrick, you know what I'm talking about. Sherry, my cousin, she know me from day one. Okay. They were all bigger than me. They were all stronger than me. And can I tell you that a lot of them were more talented than me? But can I tell you the one advantage I had of them? I was going to outwork them. Period. Period. Everybody go home at 6 o'clock from practice, not Dusty. I'm staying longer. Okay? I'm showing up at 6 a.m. So I want you to know your effort makes a massive difference. Usain Bolt says this. He says, if you are not out there training, someone else is. Here's what I know. Real estate agents, here's what I can promise you. If you pull up your MLS today, people are buying and selling houses, yes or no? So don't tell me that the market is too hard. That's an excuse. Trying with me on this? You got to go to work. All right? All right, here's the next one. Stack the proof. Stack the proof. It's proof over promise. Right now, you need to stack the proof. Stack your wins. Okay? Confidence is not willed. Confidence is proven. You tracking with me on this? Confidence is not willed. Confidence is proven. It's the day in, day out effort that gives you the results, and now I have the proof. Every one of you right now, you better be telling your story of proof. Okay? Look at what Anthony just wrote. 450 homes will be sold in my area this month. 900 sides available. I only need 3 of them to hit my goals. Right? And can I tell you the other thing I love about Anthony? I know this guy. He's been stacking proof for a long time. He walks into an appointment. He has proof. Okay? You want to win in this market. You need to stack your proof. Build your resume and have the confidence. And everybody hear me. You need to go tell your story. Okay? Nobody's going to tell your story for you, RT. You got to go tell it. Okay? Eleanor, you got to get out there. You got to let people know, here's my proof. Okay? Stack the proof. It's proof over promise. Okay? Here's the next one. Nobody sees the work, and that's the point. Nobody sees the work, and that's the point. Do you know how easy it is for us to compare ourselves to other people? Let me ask you this question. How many of you have some people in your market right now that are winning, like big time winning? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to reach out to them, because the winning that you see is not the that's not the reason they're winning. The reason they're winning is all the things that you don't see. I want you to reach out to them and say, hey, would you give me 30 minutes of your time? I want to know how you're winning. And here's what you're going to find. They have effort and they have proof. Number 1 and number 2, right? Number 1 was effort. Number 2 is proof. I guarantee you they have both of those things. Go ask them how they do it. All right? Go ask them how they do it. Here's a question I want you to ask yourself today, okay? And this is called being honest. You're going to love this part. You ready? I want you to imagine today that the way you get paid is based on your effort. I want you to imagine today that the way you get paid is based on your work ethic. And my question to you is, what would you pay you today? You're welcome. What would you pay you today?
See,
Anthony?
I hope you're recording this, because that should be your next social media reel. I'm just saying, just that little like 15 seconds right there. I'm just saying.
That's it, right? What would you pay you today? Can I tell you something? Some of you would fire you today. Yes or no? Some of you would be like, you fired. Showed up late. You're not ready. You're not prepared. Okay. How do you expect to win if that's how you would pay yourself? Now, I have great news for you. You can change that just like that. Yes or no? You are 100% in control to how you show up. And so I'm pleading with you to show up higher, and you will, like, I promise you, you will get paid. You will get paid in proportion to how you show up and your level of work ethic. All right. If you don't like the answer you just gave yourself there, you need to go back to the drawing board and look at your work ethic. Okay. Here's the next one, number 4. Obsession is the unfair advantage. Obsession is the unfair advantage. Let me ask you a question. Are the goals that you have set this year negotiable? Because if they are, we're not obsessed with them. You with me? Can I tell you why I was able to outperform so many tennis players on the court? Because I was obsessed with winning. You with me? Like it felt incredible when my little 5'6" frame would walk up to a guy who's 6'6" and has a serve that is 140 miles an hour, and I'm the one winning the match. Are you with me? I was obsessed with how do I do this? How do I win? I want you to think about your goals and ask yourself, is that a non-negotiable? Okay. Because can I tell you something about negotiating? You and I become the most talented people on the planet when we want to negotiate our way out of something. I mean, we use all of our talents to negotiate our way out of something, right? To make us feel better about whatever's going on, right? So obsession is the unfair advantage. Okay, here's the next one. Turn your doubt into fuel. Turn your doubt into fuel. Okay, turn the doubt of others into fuel. Right? How many of you have ever had somebody doubt you? I don't know about you. That's all the fuel I need. You with me? Like, go ahead, tell me that I can't. I would welcome that. Okay. I remember at 11 years old, I was playing on a select soccer team. Okay. We went to play the semifinals, and I had started every single time at right wing, and all of a sudden my coach didn't put me in. Didn't play me the entire game. Okay. So my dad walked up to him afterwards and said, hey, I just need to know, like, what, did Dusty do something wrong? What's the deal? And he said, well, I held him out today. Now listen to his language. He said, because there was a severe size differentiation. He said, I'm too small to play against the big boys. That's what he said. He said I was too small, Wendy. Okay. Told my dad that. All right. My dad had a few words for him after he made the size differentiation comment. And the next game I started against a team that was bigger than us. Okay. We won 3-0. I scored 3 goals. I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay. Size differentiation. I guess I was small enough I could just get by them and they didn't see me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got to make sure that you turn the doubt into fuel. Like, it drove me. And so what's driving, like, some of you may have people in your own family telling you you can't do it. You may have somebody in your own household telling you can't do it. Okay. So I want to know, are you going to turn that into fuel? Here's the next one. This is huge. Okay. Put a star next to this one. One more is the separator. One more is the separator. You want to win today? Do one more. Okay. When you think you're done, do one more. Don't let your doubt creep in, your tired creep in. Just do one more. Ed Mylett, if you've never listened to anything that Ed Mylett does or read his book, he literally has a book called The Power of One More. All right. Here's what he says. The secret to success is doing one more when you don't feel like it. All right. Here's what I know. If I only do what I feel like doing, it is not going to go well for me and my family. Anybody else? Okay. Like, I'm pleading with you, when you don't want to, do it. Okay. Like, one of my mentors always says to me, Dusty, if you want to, please don't. If you don't want to, please do. Like, that's what he says to me all the time. He's like, hey, like, I want you to go do the things that you don't want to do. Let me tell you what high achievers do. They do what they don't want to do when they don't want to do it. That's how they win. They get up when their body says no. They do one more when their body says I'm too tired. Okay, you guys tracking with me on this? One more. All right. Okay, here's the next one. Track everything. Track everything. You cannot measure what you do not track. Okay? So track everything so that you understand where you're at all times, so that you know exactly what's happening in your business, in your life. Track everything. Okay? Like, I love what Anthony put over in the chat box. That's tracking. Okay? He said, out of all of this available, here's what I got to go get. And I know this about Anthony. He's also tracking how many conversations he has, how many appointments he's setting. Like, he's playing the game and playing it at a high level. And this guy just got back into the game. Okay, you with me? And he knows I've got to go and do the work, and I got to track it. It's going to give you a picture so that you understand where you're at all times. And so you identify your gaps to go further. Okay? Here's the next one. You win in the boring. You're welcome. Right? You win in the boring. Okay? You got to get comfortable with being bored. There's a whole lot of this job that is just boring, monotonous, the same thing over and over and over and over again. Okay? But I'm telling you, you win in the boring. All right. I've talked a lot about tennis, but I mean, that's kind of what I did my whole life. So I'll tell you one more thing. My coach, growing up, she was 5'1". Okay. My dad went to her specifically because she was 5'1", because he was pretty confident I wasn't going to be much bigger. First day on the tennis court, she said, I'm going to teach you to never miss. She said, you're never going to overpower anybody. So I'm going to teach you to never miss. She forced me every single time I had a lesson with her. I had to hit 100 balls cross court and not miss. If I got to number 99 and I missed, she made me start over. Okay. I broke rackets. I said things I will not say on a recording. She infuriated me. Okay. But can I tell you that even today at 47 years old, you hit me a tennis ball and I can hit 100 without missing? Because it's locked into me. I did the boring. We didn't play a bunch of games that were a lot of fun. She said, you're going to hit 100 balls and you're going to do it until you get it right. Okay, you with me? It's the boredom of making sure that we do the right thing and we do it over and over and over again. Okay? Write this down. Boredom is the battleground and discipline is the weapon. Boredom is the battleground and discipline is the weapon. Just you showing up for the bored things puts you 90% ahead of every other person in your market. Just showing up and doing the boring things. You're going to be 90% ahead of every other agent in your market. Anthony wants his 3 this week. He's got to show up and do the boring. That's the way it works. Okay. A lot of people get into real estate or any business because they think it's glamorous. I'm just telling you right now, it ain't glamorous. Okay. It may look glamorous, not glamorous. Okay. You win in the boring. Okay. Here's a great quote for you. Success is not winning championships. Success is winning the mundane work you committed to doing today. Success is not winning championships. Success is winning the mundane work that you committed to do today. Hit another ball, hit another ball, hit another ball, hit another ball. You with me? Over and over and over again. Okay? And then here's the final one. And I think the most important. Outwork your excuses. Outwork your excuses. Can I tell you something that I can promise you is true about your excuses? Nobody cares. They don't care. Yeah. I mean, I had this conversation with my kids this week, right? They had some things they were supposed to do at the house. They didn't get done. They started giving their excuses. And I was like, I love you. I don't care. I don't care why you're telling me you didn't do what I asked you to do. I just care that you didn't do it. And so because of that, you're not going to get your allowance. You're welcome. It's called life. Okay. You guys tracking with me on this? Like, you got to get rid of your excuses. You choose your goals. You choose your plan. You choose your results. Okay. This is all your choice. And your excuses are a choice. Okay. So I want you to outwork your excuses. Does this help you today? I gave you a lot in a really short amount of time. Okay. We will post these for you so you have them. So you don't miss them. Number 4 again. Somebody asked for number 4 again. Obsession is the unfair advantage. That's number 4. Obsession is the unfair advantage. Okay. I've got to jump to my next call. I love each and every single one of you. Bless you. Go. Everybody hear me? Go to work. Go to work today. You're welcome. Okay. We'll see you next week. Bless you. Bye-bye.